When my hairdresser threatened me and said enough is enough, I must learn how to braid. And I personally love the way they came out, and they were super cheap as well. It was less than £100 for all of the items. If I can do this, anyone can. Here's how I got these knotless / boho braids as a complete beginner who does not know how to do hair at all, barely even knows how to brush my hair. And I think these turn out super cute. This method is so beginner friendly. There is no feeding, nothing advanced, and I would say they're like medium-ish size. And I'll show you how I did it. So here's all the products that I used. I got easy braiding hair. The hair is already pre-stretched. Complete beginner. I do not know how to stretch hair, and I'm not about to try to learn. Super easy to use, and if you wanted to wash it before you used it with apple cider vinegar, you definitely could. Then I actually got synthetic boho. I was going to keep this hair in for less than a week, but if you're keeping this hairstyle in for a long time, I would definitely recommend you getting human hair, and I've linked some in the caption. For hair gel, I use gummy, crochet hooks, which is a must-have. If you get anything from this video, make sure you get this, especially if you're doing your own hair. It's a lifesaver. It lets you see the back of your head, see what's going on back there, and it just lets you see all awkward angles. It's just amazing. It made this so much easier for me, and you can just prop it up somewhere, and you can adjust the angles, you can adjust whereabouts in your head that you see just by changing the position of where the mirror's at. It's wonderful, guys. So while we're talking about the mirror, let me give you a quick tutorial on how to use it. So this little flap that you see closest to the camera, the more you swing it closer to you, the more of the back of your head you will see. Then I made sure to get leave-in conditioner. My hair was nice and soft when I was doing the hair, and this is something that I wish I had gotten. The braiding rack, I wish I had gotten it, because my hair was all different sizes, and if I'd had this, it would have just made everything more even. So if I do this again, I definitely will get this. I still have links just in case. Okay, so on to parting. Now, all I can do when it comes to parting is pray for you. Make sure you blow your hair out. This is something that I did not do. My hair was still very much kinky and coily, and it just makes everything so much easier when your hair is fully blown out. Now, this is the parting method that I try to follow. Emphasis on try. I'll link it down below. I really don't have a lot to say when it comes to parting. This was the hardest bit for me, but I can give you some tips. So I actually started at the front. I know a lot of people start at the back, but the back is none of my concern. I'm worried most about the front, so I paid so much attention to the front, and I really just made sure I tried to get crisp, clean lines. I went in with gel through every single part to just make sure that the line is extra crisp, and I went ahead and parted my whole head before I started the hairstyle. It just made life so much easier, and I would recommend that you do that too. It just makes everything so much easier, or do whatever you find easiest, to be honest. But yeah, this is my whole head parted before I started, and then we're good to go. Every braid so far is a different shape and size, but the main thing is I have braids in my head. Now I've actually gotten the hang of it. I feel like this is slightly smaller than I want it to be, but we're going with whatever works. So let me show you guys how I got this size braid. Of course, if you want bigger braids, you just put more crochet hair in the hook. Yeah, I'll show you guys what has worked for me. I mean, there's braids in my head. That, take it or leave it. So I got the 36-inch easy braids, pre-stretched hair. Make sure you brush the hair out as much as you can. Try and brush the hair out to avoid tangling. Okay, the hair is really good and really easy to work with. Like, I literally take it out of the pack onto my head, but I think because it's so long, it just tangles. So I would suggest just make sure you brush it a lot. Okay, now you take a piece that you think will work. I take a piece that's big enough to fit in the crochet hook, and yeah, I will show you guys what I do. First, I take the comb and I try and create like a pathway, because this braid is quite tight. So I see where the crochet hook can fit in, and I try and make more of like a bigger gap just so the crochet hook can fit in. This will also decrease tangling of the hair when it's trying to get through. So I just try and make a space, because you still want it to look nice and neat, but oh sugar, I think I overdid that a bit much. Now I take my gummy. Now you might not actually need to do this if you actually blow out your hair, if you actually blow dry your hair properly and correctly. The thing is, I didn't do that. So as you can see, my hair is very coily and is not the same texture as the extensions. So because of that, I'm just gonna take some gel and I'm literally just gonna pull it in my hair. Now I don't mind doing this because I'm only keeping my braids in for less than a week, but I think if you're keeping your hair in for a bit longer, make sure you just blow out your hair so it's straight and blends in with the extension, so you don't have to do this, because you don't want your hair covered in gel for more than like a month. So you see how this is smoother and it's more likely going to blend in with the extension. Okay, so now what I do is, using the path that I made with the comb, make sure this is closed, and I pull slightly, obviously not too much, and just take, ouch, and just take the crochet hook through. I wish I'd actually used a different clip for this, but you'll see me doing it again later, don't worry. But I literally put the hair on the crochet hook, close the hook and pull it through. Then I hold down one side and pull through the other side. And then take some hair from the left side, take some hair from the right side. So we now have 3 equal parts of braiding hair. And then, I don't know if this is actually the right way to do it, but I start from the, I think that's the left side. Oh yeah, you see what I'm doing. So yeah, I take the left over the right and then the right over the left, and then that is how you braid, just by continuing to do that. I just make sure that the initial plait is covered and I just continue to braid all the way down. Now guys, this genuinely is how slow I braid. Like I said, I'm a beginner. My hands are capped at like 1 mile per hour. Oh, by the way, this whole hairstyle took me, I was doing it on and off for maybe like a day and a half, so it wasn't actually as long as I thought it would be. As soon as I put the first braid in, I had immediate regret. I was like, I gotta see it through. But anyway, that's what the braid's looking like. Okay, so now let me show you if you guys want a bigger braid. So don't try and put more hair on the crochet hook. The hair's just gonna tangle, it's not gonna go through, it's gonna be a mess. Instead, what you do is you just feed the hair through multiple times, or just as many times as you need. So you can see me here do it a few times, maybe like 3 or 4. Put the hair on the crochet hook it through, and then repeat and do it again. And then you'll be able to see the size difference between this braid that I'm about to do and the braid that I just did. Also a tip, I can't remember if I said this earlier, when you're trying to pull the braiding hair through, pull on your plait a little bit, just to give it some room to go through, because again, you want to prevent tangling. And yeah, that just makes everything a lot smoother. I'm such a slow braider, it's actually painful, but I wanted to show you guys how much I've sped up the video and how slow I'm still going. But you have to be dedicated to this, by the way. This was me doing a night shift. This was me at like 3 a.m. Okay, so adding the boho hair, there's a few different ways to do this. There's a way where you can braid it into the actual braid as you're going, but I personally found this crochet way so much less hassle and just less messy. So this is the way that I'm going to show you, but literally the same thing as with the braiding hair. You just stick your crochet hook through the braid, feed in some boho hair, close the hook, pull it through, and then there's a few ways that you can tie it as well. Here's me double knotting. I actually stopped doing that because you can kind of see the knot when you double knot. So this is another way that I did. I just ended up just tying it one time. Yeah, there's a few ways that you can do it, but yeah, just do this as many times as you need, depending on how full you want the hair to be. I wanted mine quite full, so I did mine quite a few times. All around my head, I think I used about 2 packs, sorry, not packs, bundles of the boho hair. And the packs of hair that I used of the easy braid hair, I can't even say, because there was so much wastage just because I don't know how to do hair. It just depends on how full you want it. I would say get 2 or 3 packs just to be on the safe side. Okay, so we've reached the final stretch of the hair, and if you're doing this along with me, congrats, we've made it. We're almost there. Literally all I'm doing is just cleaning up the parts, cleaning up the boxes, getting rid of excess gel while also putting in more gel to make it look clean and fresh. I put mousse all over my hair because the position I did some of my braids in made some of them like stand up a bit, so I had to put mousse to just lay them all down flat. I wrapped it with a headscarf to just make sure that they're all lying flat on my head, or as flat as possible on my head. So I tied that tie, and I think I left it for maybe half an hour or an hour. I was getting impatient at this point. I was like, I just want this hairstyle to be done. But yeah, then I blow dried it down, and yeah, just did the rest of the finishing touches. Sealed my hair in with hot water, which I just left my hair in maybe for like 5 minutes, nothing too long. I was hoping the steam as well would help just seal the hair too. And we've made it. This is my first time doing knotless / boho braids. I know that they're not perfect, but I think they're really cute. Saved so much money. You've done it in your own time, in your own comfort. You don't have to worry about no hey hunter. Yeah guys, let me know if you would try this, and let me know how you think I did. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.